Free 1000 plus African loops and samples, royalty-free websites. Afro Descendant beat is beautiful, isn't it? Get ready to download African high-quality loops and samples to add Afro sounds to your beats today. Summary. 1. SampleRader, plus 300 Afrobeat samples. 2. Samplephonics, plus 195 African and Caribbean samples. 3. Looperman, plus 105 African loops. 4. Samplephonics, plus 30 African samples. 5. Producer Spot, plus 400 samples one shot. 6. Freedrumkits, plus 20 samples pack. 7. Bonus, Afroplug, plus 10 samples pack. Other samples resources to explore. From Afrobeat to Bob Marley's Reggae 70s, or the rumba of Congo and many others, one thing unites them: the acoustic sounds and percussions that make the richness and authenticity of African music that you will find in the samples and loops proposed in the websites below. In other words, all free African samples and loops are listed so that you can make the best possible African beat you've ever made. These samples are inspired by the legendary Fela Kuti, and other legendary music producers of African music, and also by the new school to which the talented Burna Boy belongs. Royalty-free means that an audio is allowed to be reused in any commercial or non-commercial music production, whether you are a beginner or an experienced producer. The quality of the samples royalty-free below will do the trick for your beats. 1. SampleRader, plus 300 Afrobeat samples. Firstly, Music Radar, created in 2007, is a must-see site for all musicians who enjoy reviews, interviews and all relevant informations in the field of music production. Via its SampleRader section, it offers regularly a few free high-quality packs. As far as Afrobeat is concerned, he proposes to us more than 300 samples inspired by 70s Nigerian music and thus by Fela Kuti, and it's royalty-free. Really, you have to download it. You'll be dazzled. You will find Afro samples mixed with funk also worthy of the Makossa of Manu Dibango, legendary Cameroonian saxophonist producer. Manu Dibango is the composer of the song Soul Makossa, which was taken up by two big names in Afro-American music and many others, Michael Jackson on the album of Thriller and Rihanna in Please, Don't Stop the Music. 2. Samplephonics, plus 195 African and Caribbean samples. One of the first major sample library sites before Splice and others, Samplephonics offers us a free pack of plus 195 beautifully acoustically recorded Afro-Caribbean samples. This pack includes samples of congas, djembes and other percussion instruments essential to the African sound. All this is free to download via the amazing platform of samples and loops, Noise. 3. Looperman, plus 105 African loops. Secondly, Looperman is my main free samples library source when I'm looking for new melodies. It's like collaborating with a talented musician you don't even know. However, you'll have to sort the samples or loops you find because not all of them are great, because at Looperman, everyone can automatically upload their content. A lot of known songs contain samples from loops, so be careful, because if you want to contribute and upload your own loops to Looperman, it might be included on a song that becomes a hit, and as it's a royalty-free site, you won't earn anything on the song. For example, the French Montana and Drake song No Stylist, produced by London on the Track, contains a sample of Looperman, and the author of the sample didn't get any royalties because it was royalty-free. 4. Samplephonics, plus 30 African samples. Samplephonics, with more than 300,000 visits per month, is my second favorite sample site. In the form of collections, musicians share their original samples in exchange for access to advanced sample downloads from other users in the form of credits. Moreover, with a very limited credit, without uploading your own samples, you also have access to the downloads of the tracks of the African samples and loops proposed on this pleasantly designed website, to consume without moderation. 5. Producer Spot, plus 400 samples one shot. Producer Spot is an e-commerce of samples and audio plugins of all kinds. In addition, they sometimes offer free samples of undeniable quality. It puts at our disposal a nice kit with more than 400 samples, congas, drums, shakers, to make your best African beat right now. 6. Freedrumkits, plus 20 samples pack. If you're a fan of African American music, soul, R&B, hip-hop, as much as I am, you'll surely like this one. Download now. From Kanye West's Simulation drum kits to Metro Boomin or Mike Will Made It, this site is packed with more than 20 packs of drum kits inspired by the most famous African American producers. Dilla Drumkit, Ninth Wonder Drum Kit, Kanye West Drum Kit, Mike Will Drumkit, Swissbeats Drumkit. Hipstrumentals. Hipstrumentals is one of my old favorite instrumental sites when I was more an artist than a musician. It offers free drum kits published by current hip-hop music producers. This site also regularly publishes instrumentals of classic urban pieces for free. For a beginner, it could be a good idea to download and reproduce them to perfect his beat-making technique. There are R&B classics like Aaliyah's instrumental Try Again or 50 Cent hip-hop beats produced by Dr. Dre, the instrumental of In Da Club in good quality. You can find samples and loops inspired by Avo, Juice WRLD, R.I.P., Pop Smoke's Drill, R.I.P., DaBaby and many more. 7. Bonus, Afroplug, plus 10 samples pack. With more than 1,000 downloads of my samples and loops, I decided to continue to share my favorite royalty-free samples and loops found on the net and also coming from my personal music compositions. There's everything about sounds from the African diaspora, Afro-Sub-Saharan rhythms, Brazilian baile and also Afro-American soul music, and loops of Caribbean zouk and more of superb quality. Other samples resources to explore. The main sites have been shared with you, but of course other interesting sources are to be discovered. Aylon. Aylon, aka One Man Tribe, musician contributor of Splice, offers 10 royalty-free 24-bit Afro WAV samples for download. Ansks, plus 71 samples by Scovlo. Prime Loops, Afro Samples. East African Instruments by Emile Hoogenhout, Ableton Instrument Pack. YouTubers African music producers. There are also YouTuber music producers who regularly broadcast their own packs of samples and African loops also interesting to download. Feel free to follow their channels with drum roll tutorials, live beat-making sessions and lots of other informative content. Nigerian producers Veshbeats, Quarantine African Drumkit. The Nigerian YouTube producer Veshbeats also gave us an interview about the advantage of using YouTube to grow his career as a producer, available soon. Jebjosh, plus 371 percussion samples. Free Afrobeat drum kit by Lion Winner on the track. In conclusion, on the web, it is possible to find good quality royalty-free African samples to start with, before contacting a live musician playing djembe or others and ruin himself without thinking. You can come back to this article and bookmark it, because we will regularly update it as soon as we have new finds of free sample packs that are worth sharing. What is your favorite site for free loops or samples? Share it with us in the comments.